Hello to whatever sign this is. This is going to be, I think I'm going to do a Mars and Aries transit read because we haven't checked in zodiac side. So we're going to do a little Mars and Aries, but really there's like a parade of 7 planets in Aries happening now. I kind of want to touch on the thematics of the Neptune conversation with Uranus, with Pluto. There's so much to talk about right now. There's literally so much to talk about. So, you guys know who this is before I do. We're gonna go ahead and get started. We're outside, guys. I hope you're outside when you watch this. Okay, let's see. Who does God want to go fucking first? Happy Aries season, by the way, to everyone. Happy spring. Obviously, we're springing, so. Let's see, Spirit, what we got for. What? This is like unexpected. Okay, so with Taurus, I feel like I'm saying I want to do my Mars and Aries is activating my Libra Mars to want to like balance things by like doing a read. But we're going to talk about Taurus, and I just felt like this intuitively, so maybe per sign, different significant transits or celestial body movements that are important for you guys all mentioned. But I'm really excited for Taurus because Uranus is finally leaving Taurus after probably the worst last 8-year cycle. Just because Taurus doesn't really know what to do when Uranus is at the house. So that's when the house, basically, Uranus and Taurus is in my opinion, energetically feels like the renovations from hell. Like we're doing a live-in Reno and it's fucking horrible. And I don't know why I let my fucking spouse decide to go with 2 types of granite marble. And it's like trying to live amongst deep demolition construction. So there's like parts of your house that are like open, and just all the experiences that could have with let's say an 18-month complete demolition renovation live-in. We lived in a trailer. It's like crazy. And I'm a Taurus moon, so this really touches me because I think that's kind of the shtick of it all. But I really feel like it's because anytime that Uranus has a passage through any sign, it really is about getting sort of maxing out the vision. When we talk about Uranus, it's like everything is out of bounds. And so a lot of times Uranus comes in with this almost notably nuclear experience, especially when it's touching, Taurus's internal Venusian world. And still, Uranus is genuinely coming to, it's the thing that arrives when you're about to be bigger than you thought you were, when it's actually even better than what you thought you could even conceptualize as being progressive or the future or elevating. It's actually kind of insane the way that Uranus is so big picture, so I'm about to take you out of bounds. I'm about to take you on the green fairway. We're about to go really far with this. And so that's why I think Taurus was just so uncomfortable, because there isn't really the only constant. I think when Uranus and Taurus are having a conversation is the change. And so this was a good time to teach the bull how to, even if the bull can't, do too much, the bull can, kind of get up and migrate and go to a different place. So anyways, I just also wanted to make an aside. I really thank you guys for allowing me to do my job for real. And just so many really awesome. Okay.
After this reading, you want to go
Sure.
somewhere?
So I want to thank you all for allowing me to do my job, and for allowing me to have this space where I feel truly identified. I think some not both. There's a lot of aspects of my total composite work for this studio that are kind of happening at the same time all the time. And just a quick PSA, sorry, I'll get to the reading, I swear to God. But I just really appreciate my Taurus collective, because I think you guys are the only ones who really understand how valuable I am. And I feel as a collective, and the way that you guys have always shown up for this studio has just really been extremely healing for me, because and so I'm very grateful for that and to that. And I don't know, I'm just setting my intention forward to just kind of bring forward clarity right now, and to kind of just evaluate a little bit more and contemplate a bit more as we go forward in truth. So thank you guys just for really helping me be the aspect of the zodiacal wheel that really helped me stand on business in terms of how valuable I know I am to God, and just living in that, in a world of constant suppression. So let's look and see what we got going for you, Taurus, for right now. Just the message for right now. Whoa. So off the bat, Taurus, this has to do with your partnerships. And I feel like in the dynamic, because it doesn't really matter, but the Emperor aspect of this soulmate partnership, and this really happens because, again, truth is assembling. So that's where you'd find higher vibrations and frequency partnerships that aren't on a karmic timeline or a carbon pipeline, if you will. And so you've got this Emperor World card, 5 of Cups situation, which is so decisive. This is truly that's me turning the faucet all the way off. Because I think with you, Taurus, it was one of those things where it was like, it's like a sobering fixed reality. We talk about the World card, which is held down by our fixed sign, Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, and Aquarius. And those are our guys who are really going to, hold the point to conclusion. And I think, what's really beautiful right now, Taurus, is that your Emperor, I feel like you were, so it's almost like there's a cycle where it's like maybe even at the beginning of the cycle, you kind of knew what this was, but you were like watching the cycle play out because you knew it just had to play out. But it's like your inkling and your intuition about what is the truth of the situation was what you followed, but yet you weren't going to get judgment until it was time for the judgment to happen. Yet you were truly, because I feel like Taurus, like you're getting a soulmate right now because you already did the separating thing. It's like, this is like something that could have disappointed you, but I'm just keep getting this awareness that it's like, you knew, like, this is the type of karmic test that came back around to you, Taurus. And it's like, but do you see how it came, this test, this lesson? Because what is the lesson of the 5 of Cups? Emotional disappointment, right? What we do, how we deal with third party karmic carbon, right? Unsustainability, right? This is the part of this is the business owner who's looking at the over under for real and is like, okay, well, at the end of the day, this is the loss, this is what we made, so we kind of, this is what spilled, this is what still stood at the end. And it's like, but when you bring that lesson, when you bring the World card, when it's time for God to be like, all right, Taurus, Uranus and Taurus, I'm going to come into your house and I'm going to try to shake it up. Like I needed a second for myself because I was really judging myself in such a negative way for a whole minute, you know what I mean? And I started to really just like open up because God was telling me the same thing. It was like, Alexis, you are the Emperor when you're being handed some of the karma that your direct ancestry and your direct lineage, when they were handed that stuff at your age, younger than you, when it was time for them to face that, like they weren't showing up like the Emperor. And I think only right now, because I feel like the cycle just completed and I think you were in it the last 8 years. You didn't, it's like, I'm just in it, right? But at the end of the day, it just kind of feels like you really, 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 really are clear on sort of the mirrored partnership here. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what's crossing. Whoa. Whoa, it's kind of a lot. Okay, so this is like another big part of the whole thing. Wow. Yeah, wow. Ooh, Taurus, this is like so intense. This is why I felt like I had to come in and do these readings right now, because it's like so heavily, I'm gonna take these off because I feel like it's like not appropriate. Wow. a masculine frequency has completed, I mean, you've truly completed a whole cycle. There was a cycle where your attention, it's like Uranus and Taurus for the last 8 years, you were going to have to be staring at the disappointment, and you are being shown through the successful completion of that that it turned you directly into the Emperor. And now it's like there's this energy that's crossing, because I genuinely just feel like you don't understand how hard you win. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, for the 18 months you're in the unfinished basement that you're trying to convert, it doesn't even feel like, when you're lining that shit with sheetrock and fucking insulated, it's like, it doesn't feel like it's gonna help you sell your home for 2.1, you know? It's not, it doesn't feel like that. But it's like, when the home is done, I think you realize, like, it's the only time that you can even take in that much of a karmic lesson or a cycle. You can only take in, like, how hard you went. And that's what I'm saying, where it's like, some people, and I think my studio, I don't try to push this, like, lifestyle onto you guys, but I do transparently let you know that the founding CEO of this institution was someone who practiced via the, like, route of suffering, because we need to have people who are spiritually strong enough and capable enough and are able to, you know, take on some of that responsibility in a way to do that, because the earth has gone out of balance. So it is going to take volunteers. It's going to take niggas dying for shit, like, to balance it out. Like, if we've taken lives from Mother Earth that we didn't have the jurisdiction to take, Mother Earth, let's give it back. You know, well, then let's pay up, because it's unbalanced, you know what I mean? And so in a lot of ways, I built a business through suffering. But that's a personal spiritual choice. And I feel like, you know, it's an extremist way to do things. But again, I tell you guys about my roots and, like, the extremities. I come from really extreme people, extremist, you know. I am an extremist. My ideals are extremist. I'm here to write at the edge. I'm the press, right? So I'm here to write right on the edge and of the time. The press is the time. The press isn't just writing. It's writing placed in movement, writing placed in right now. And so Taurus, I thank you guys, because I feel like this is the most, like, non-archetypal Taurus channeled message I've ever gotten from you guys. I think it just speaks to how much you have completely transformed. I mean, you have completed a cycle in the last 8 years where it was just like, again, you were looking at pure disappointment, but it's like there was going to be this payout where that I don't think you see, because you're so used to the last cycle, which was like, it's almost like all you had was, even if you didn't have a physical person outside of you, Taurus, like, your 2 of Cups, it's like you kept your value. That's what I'm saying. Like, if a Taurus is on some shit like this, a Taurus is going to body a karmic lesson about 5 of Cups energy easily, because, like, I think you did really well. I think, Taurus, I just want to tell you, you did really fucking well through the assignment, which was clear the karma, finish this, let this be the last lifetime that you guys entangle, let this be the last time that you guys don't understand why you keep doing this shit, you know, because at the end of the day, all I can really trust in is, I don't know y'all's truth. I don't know anyone else's truth for certain about them outside of me. I can never know that. I can only know the primordial truth. And from the primordial truth, I can tell you there is nothing outside of God's ordained blueprint that can prosper. Mathematically, scientifically, there is nothing outside of, like, anything in the code that can function outside of the code. Like, it can't even be, you know, it's just like, it can't even be, it's like that's why I'm seeing, like, Lady Justice at the center here, because you have so much big energy. You have Emperor, World, Justice, the Lovers. Okay, so crossing your frequency, though, is kind of crazy vibes. There's a King of Cups that this is the primordial truth. And karma has had to deal with the
election. I'm trying to give you a heads up so we can get that taken care of for you.
Do you get what I'm saying? It's such a delicate interest. It's so interesting. But it's this King of Wands that's crossing this. And I genuinely feel like you get this thing, because this is how it would go. I just feel like for you, Taurus, it was a deeply personal journey where it was like, it's only about the contents of your own soul, what you've done, and closing out what's on your soul. Now, the funny thing is, you come in this lifetime with a assignment as well. So if you've got a lot of souls don't realize this, but if you've got all this backdated shit you didn't do every lifetime, that's why a lot of times, I also want to say this, I feel like a lot of times you can come in at a soul consciousness that actually just fucks up other people's shit too, because you, like, again, the spiritual, like, malaise, the spiritual laziness, you guys have to keep moving the metaphysical, because if we don't, a lot of people, you guys think I'm just being a bitch, but I'm like, no, your spiritual aptitude makes you actually like violent by default, because you have no idea literally about yourself. So many of you don't know how to bring your whatever energetic signature into a balance because of the fact of like not having self-knowledge, right? Not having access, then basically burning all the metaphysical akasha to the ground spiritually, right? It's like we don't teach it to the children, we don't do anything, right? We just keep birthing bastard children that aren't supposed to be here. It's like shit like that. It's like, because when I say they aren't supposed to be here, it's like you have your seeds that you could bear on your path to soulmate land on your highest timeline will always be there. The seeds that are a part of your soul. Like I could go make there are eggs that belong to me. There's sperm that belong to Dennis. That no matter what partner we go to, if we are in alignment or not in alignment, we can be the person to bring and incarnate our lineage through whatever, right? But yet, what we're still, like, I keep feeling that, because I think this just has to do with, like, there is an emperor who had to learn they were an emperor by a deep, long, karmic capture. It's almost like, I feel like for you, Taurus, there was something that was actually third party that was holding your attention by telling you it was Two of Cups. And so what busted through is that, like, when you actually complete the cycle, you'll know, but it kind of comes in the same way that it's coming to me through this channel message. It comes to you kind of like, damn, like I kind of got to look up, because I'm like in my work, so I don't even really know what the objective of the work is. But when you finish that, what crosses to you is, I think too, Taurus, you might have, because when you think about new beginnings and life and the future and all this shit, it's like you might have really thought like you were gonna have to do the heavy lifting in terms of like identifying the partner and like catching up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, where it's like, okay, well, what the fuck? If that was just a distraction, then like what? Then I gotta start all. I think you because of how the cycle ended, and again because it was just one of those cycles that was about the Five of Cups. It's like a spiritual lesson that's just about like learning how to emotionally reinvest in something and having trust again. Because I think the thing that about the lesson of the Five of Cups, though it's a minor arcana, it's a huge one, because this is where our faith in the highest power actually gets strengthened, in my opinion, because when we emotionally, because the issue is you didn't think the Three Cups in this, let me give you a visual. You didn't think, the reason you're staring at these things, you invited these niggas to your party, right? It's like you didn't think they would spill. You didn't think it would, when they spill, it's like, oh shit. Like, you know, even if it's something that can be cleaned, even if it's something that's like, oh, okay, it's replaceable. It's like, it is the part of you that was like, I didn't think they could fall down though. And I think that's the heaviness of it. It's like, I did not actually think what I was doing was, it's one thing because there are overtly toxic people who like, we go out of our way to find the most toxic bullshit out and do that. But this was you realizing that like, oh, and I think this is beautiful because this is like a huge thing for like non-judgment, for all of us, and I'm really feeling with the zodiac reading, like this is like the most, like everyone watches all of these all the time because it's always a good aspect of self. Is kind of how I read for these, but I definitely do segregate them by zodiac sign because it's important to understand that they are different archetypes and they are going through different independent journeys. You know, since Aries, since Taurus, since Gemini, since the primordial beginning of these things, right? In the cosmos. But I feel like for you, it actually is supposed to be this way, where it's actually the it's like you just finished the like making sure that your side of the street is clean. It's like you just finished cleaning the carpet, basically. It's like, well, we won't be having those guests over anymore because they stole my shit. They stole my Apple Watch, you know? So I cleaned that up, I got my shit replaced, whatever, but it's like, okay. So that's all you're doing, Taurus. But then it's like, something is, like, I'm literally hearing like, here comes this King of Cups. Knock, 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 knock. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Literally. And this is your karmic justice for that entire cycle. You will know that clearly because for whatever reason, this King of Cups is actually kind of weirdly related. I think it's actually the King of Cups is actually this is the person. And again, I think it was something that you were like, this can't be karmic. And it was karmic because it wasn't an attack, but it was like the development of the cycle. And so the thing that was coming with you was actually going to be cyclical. And I think that's what's hard. But I do feel like someone is really, I think while you were busy doing that, Taurus, something was really, really, really busy, like ironing their sort of truth because of a level, and their open heart. It's like heart busted open. Sword of truth is sharp. They will cut anything over it. They have like karma backing them, and they're also very in the awareness this is the lovers, meaning that God has gone out of their way to be like, this is what I your creator want for you, and you better, and because karma showed up next to it, it's like, you better not ever again in your life try to tell, this is the creator talking to you, don't ever try to tell me in your life. Like, don't, like, if it's one thing to think your way through it and think you're doing the right thing, but if I ever come in with a judgment that's like, it's not that, this whole situation, whether it was easy for you, you made it harder for yourself. Whenever God says it's ain't that, just trust it because you really didn't expect this. And I think all the subterfuge and the confusion along the way was because you were adamantly like dealing with the mess. But then it's also like, so I think again, when you're looking at a mess and you're at a party, this is almost like you're in the middle of hosting a party and it's getting a little out of control. But this would be like someone who out of nowhere is like, I've been writing a love letter. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you wouldn't even be, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't even think God wanted you. This is also looks like someone else's karma. Like, it looks like the soulmate connection that you have. It's like the way things, the part of the contract goes that you got the King of Cups here, not the Queen of Cups. The King of Cups has, this is their move to make. That's kind of why God is like gonna like sit back, relax, chill vibe. I'm almost done. Let's see. Oh my God, y'all. What the fuck? It's kind of overwhelming. Kind of overwhelming. Two of Cups. It's crazy. I don't know what to say. Page of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles. Whoa. Okay, Taurus. It's like, so Two of Cups is what's manifesting. So yeah, this is the time. It's like, it's a face-to-face type of vibe. But again, I feel like the dynamic, Taurus, I think you're going to really understand this because you're like in the middle of this, but it's like the situation is as such. It's like coming into a Two of Cups by knowing what is not a Two of Cups through a cycle with Uranus. But then also through it's kind of a grand gesture, kind of a big deal with it's like, this is like, before, it's like, smite me with a rock if I'm lying. Someone's like had to put it to that. It's like, I'm not lying. Like, someone wouldn't even, this is like, it's like types of stories that, really? Oh shit. Just be careful because my camera will crack. Sorry, y'all, hold on. Okay, anyways. It also just gives Page of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles. It's just such a deep, it's like you get fortified through this whole thing. I'm telling you, it's like this, someone is seeing, there's like a Page of Pentacles. It's like the goal is to get this, like, I want this to go towards this level of value. I think there's just something, again, because this whole thing comes back, I kind of open this up talking about value and whatnot, and I think about how you would have handled, you know, not being valued or not having something valuable or whatever the case may have been. And the way that you would have handled it, I feel like is just like, the reality is that, like, okay. All right, I'm still gonna finish. You can just go sit in the car, or you can go. It doesn't matter. It's just like, need a sec. Okay, sorry, y'all. Anyways, it's the frequency right now. I kind of feel like that. Like, it's like, let's see. Kind of a lot. Eight of Pentacles, Dad. Queen of Cups. just being revealed right now. It's kind of insane. Sorry, Taurus. I just feel like there's so many distractions that don't want you to get this message, and so I kind of just like need to give you this message because you like went first. But it's like Eight of Pentacles, Death, Queen of Cups, Knight of Wands. It's like someone just never stopped working, and then they like completely transformed. It was your transformation. It's like you, like while you were going through this like relational dynamic, it was like you never stopped working, and then you ended up transforming. It's like that's what it is. Someone doesn't recognize you yet, and it's probably part of the thing. It's like there's not going to be judgment in this either, because like you wouldn't have been recognized until you, because I think there was just, it's like I said, it's like karma, and the spillage was what was covering it, because I feel like you didn't see it's mutual in the ways where it's like I recognize it now because there's alignment and like vibrational frequency. So interesting. But it's about to be revealed. Someone has integrated their shadow, and they like know. It was like what you did. It's like something being revealed was like it made them go deal with their shadow, because they were trying to figure out and navigate. This King of Wands trying to navigate the feelings for the Queen of Wands, and the future is the Queen of Wands, Seven of Cups. It's like manifesting that. This is like the love story of the King and Queen of Wands. Not gendered. Like, just like royalty. And thank you, Taurus, because right now, like, I mean, like, I just had to, like, be okay with, like, the fact that I, like, do my shit in nature. And I'm, like, so not grounded. I mean, I'm not present right now, because sometimes I just, like, I'm in a public space, and I, like, always just trying to be, like, mindful and not, like, shitty and, like, in the way and loud in nature, because people do whatever here. But I just, anyways, but then God was, like, just trying to slow me down, because it's just me at the table now. And then I'm, like, looking at myself, and I just genuinely don't even think I'm even, like, feeling and realizing who I've like transformed into, and like what that person's impact is. So this is kind of crazy for me right now, because there's like a King of Swords, it's like Ace of Cups type of frequency, and it's like I just want you to know I have what all the kings minus the King of Pentacles and the Emperor on the table. This is a lot about also, Taurus, your journey helped level up your divine counterparts' masculine energy. I think there was something about part of the biggest reason why I think this offering is kind of what it is because like that's a very, very important piece to this energy. Like the masculine not being coherent was not conducive to their energetic makeup, I think. And I feel like to finally be able to get back their spiritual truth through you, it's like I don't think you understand that the more exploits you do through spiritual truth, the more you like make possible for people, because like it's like almost like Taurus, like the further you go, that's what I'm hearing. It's like the further you've gone, it's like the more, oh my God. And Taurus, this is so like kitschy kind of, because it's like you are kind of like in a totally oblivious, like, oh, I mean, it looks like very much like you wouldn't even like kind of, it's very sweet because it's like, it is genuinely like a surprise. I think you're just like never surprised. It's like funny. I just genuinely think this is surprising. This is knowing you completed something, but it was something that you didn't think you were being incentivized with, but so you weren't. It's like God didn't tell you that this was going to come with this. And that's why it's about to be even sweeter, because they know that God has given them their side of the assignment, but it's like, it's even sweeter because they're like watching you go through this like with just like a really pure heart, which is probably why it manifested way faster than I think you even ever could have thought possible. Just because like, yeah, it's like kind of insane actually. This is like kind of insane. Because I just think you were genuinely so focused on yourself in such a crazy way. And I think that's a beautiful thing, because when you're pioneering and just like really focused on being honest about dealing with your own sense of self-value and just like being a real individual about shit, I think it actually is like, I mean, that's my only partnership advice, is if you're going to work with anyone on anything, it's like being the best version of you is like the only thing you have to do. If you want the best for the situation, just be the best you, and I think the best will come out. I think it doesn't have to be some society cookie cutter definition, but I do think that it can be something healthy and calm, because nothing has to happen to you that you don't want to have happen. And I think no matter what mistake you think you've made in life, Taurus, or like how much, I just feel like this is a lot. It's Page of Cups. It's like very surprise. I think it burst. This is something that burst your heart right open, because you see this fish in this cup. You know what I mean? Sort of Piscean magic. It's like you see this fish in this cup in real life, and it's like they came and brought flowers, like a message. It's like, what the fuck? It's like, what? You see also why God was protected. And I think you feared this. I think you were fearing the real manifestation of this, like what being in real union was, because maybe that's why the false karmic timeline, that's all it really was, is like you just being scared of how good life could get. And I think that's mirrored with this energy that is so knows they are the thing you deserve. I feel like that's what they feel. They feel like you built them up because they know that they would be like, in your story, they know that for you, that would be like an awesome ending for you, but that really helps them because they're very, very, I mean, they're your counterpart and it's like it's an equal, it's like lovers. So it's like, it doesn't matter what you're doing. It's just like any type of partnership, but it's like something that God did ordain to have happen. So you guys mirror each other in that way, and obviously that would mean there's like unreal, magnetism and, attraction and similarity and all those good things. But I think someone's just like, oh my God, like this is really going to work out, because it almost feels like the desire of this new counterpart is like, would just be objectively like the proclamation that you are theirs, or that there's like some sort of exclusivity there, or that like, yeah, that you're in partnership with them, right? Officially, that's what it is. That we did the hard journey of like recognizing that it's like, oh yeah, like the universe wasn't just bringing us together. It's like that's why it is actually a benevolent force. It's like, you should go with that person probably because I made you guys for one another. You know what I mean, type of shit. And like I said, in whatever way, like I just these are just things that are for you, like genuinely your highest timeline. But I think with the energy that's approaching, it's like you really helped them heal themselves, because you are actually the object of their affection, like 1000%. And I think even before education, but before there was a word to put to it, it was just like, that's it type of thing. Recognition instantly, like sort of like love at first sight type of thing. And I think when you don't have, when you got a big feeling, these niggas gonna hate. When you got a big feeling about something, I think niggas are gonna hate on it. It's like the best thing to do is give yourself the time to develop into the awareness. Whoa, Queen of Cups. Holy shit, y'all. Hold on. It's about to get way too windy in here. Hold on. Okay. So, the two cards that flipped over. So the end of our reading for you, Taurus, ends at the 7 of Swords reverse. So something comes in to clear up the deception, what wasn't true. I think it's something that comes in that proves, like, I think the hardest part, too, about closing out the cycle, going back to like how you're an emperor now, because you just closed out a cycle. The prophecy was always written for you to end as the Queen of Cups. Like, this is what I'm saying. So the prophecy is like, Alexis, stay open-hearted through the whole thing. Even when they humiliate you, even when they fucking hurt you. Because you want to know the craziest plot twist of all? They're not even for you. So when you did that, you stayed open-hearted, but it actually like strengthened your heart signals so much that it like base boosted it, and then it like actually brought in your divine counterpart. So it doesn't even matter how far away or unaware or whatever that counterpart was. They just came instantly because the signal actually, and that's kind of God's plan. Like sometimes you think God's putting you through a shitty cycle for a bad reason, but actually it's like, if I didn't go through that cycle, I would not have been like, again, my heart chakra signal couldn't have been even loud. I wouldn't have even, it's almost like cryptic like that. It's like, it's weird because some of the mistakes I would have made because of just obviously not choosing the right things for myself in life are like not great, objectively bad, not good, but then they result in you doing the human thing that you're actually supposed to do, which is like walking your path type of shit, So I think you understand too, after all of this, and when this person comes in, this is such a sweet reunion energy, but it's like, you understand like when this energy connects, on this plane, it is a symbol for that. And I think you're going to be a symbol, Taurus, in your life from this point forward of, you know, the peace that you find, that you go down to come up. We don't know what going up is if we weren't down, you know? So we need the polarities. And in fact, people will be really excited to embrace like death and transformation processes because of how, I think literally how gracefully you died is like what I think people will remember the most about you, and it's about to bring in a lot of value for you. So I love you guys so much. Thanks for being my first reading of 12. I'm gonna go now so I can go be with my hubby. I love you guys. Have so much fun doing the thing, and I can't wait to hear how this goes for all of us. Bye.